Hi, everybody. You're watching On the Town with Tanya. And of course, I'm your host, Tanya Cooper. And sorry for the technical difficulties tonight. So this is unconventional, but tonight's guest is the former light heavyweight champion of the world. He is the son of legendary Chicago trainer Clarence Griffin, and he is here to share his new book, just released, The Ice Life. Please welcome Montell Griffin. Hey.
How you doing? How you doing?
Good. How are you? Thank you so
I'm doing
much.
fine. I'm doing fine. Just enjoying the Sunday afternoon.
Yes, it is beautiful outside. Thank you so much for taking the time, and sorry for all the technical difficulties. It happens. That program that I use, it is what it is. So we'll just go right into it. So how did you originally get into boxing, the sport of boxing?
Well, my father took my brother, Tim at the time, into to Johnny Coulin's boxing gym to teach him self-defense. He fell in love with the sport and ended up buying the gym. And he had the gym from 1973 to 1983.
Oh, wow. So 1973 to 1983. Now, how did that influence you as a kid? Your dad having a gym, like, you were able to stay out of trouble because of it? Or it was just like any old thing?
Well, I never could. I couldn't get in trouble because, so I had a great father in my life.
Oh,
Kept me on track. It was just a great experience going to the gym every day and training and working out, and I was being around all these great fighters, and I just thought it was natural. I thought it was normal.
Right.
Until I see how everybody acted towards the things I was doing, like especially being around Muhammad Ali. I was around Muhammad Ali from 5 years old to 13 years old, and it was just a great experience. And being around him just made me want to be a fighter.
I saw that. I can't imagine. Do you remember your greatest lesson you ever learned from him, or that you observed?
I mean, I just watched how he acted. I guess I always stay humble because of Muhammad Ali. He the way I always looked at it, because like I've met a couple of famous guys, sports people, and that was kind of not humble and turn down pictures or autographs, and
Right.
It just made me look at Muhammad Ali because he didn't turn down no autograph, he didn't turn down no pictures. So all I said to myself, if Muhammad Ali could do it, anybody could do it.
Absolutely.
So that's why I always looked at it.
Wow. And who was Muhammad Ali? I remember you said when he was in town, he would train at your dad's gym. Was there anybody else famous? I mean, Ali is the most famous, but
I mean, yeah, how famous you can't get more famous than Muhammad Ali, but Alonzo Johnson, Eddie Perkins, which is a Hall of Famer, Ronaldo Snipes, Ernie Terrell, all those guys trained at the gym. So I got a chance to see all those guys coming up.
Wow, that's amazing. I can imagine being a kid, because I know there's certain, when you're a kid, there's certain women that I was around and I was in awe of. So I can imagine being a guy and seeing Muhammad Ali. Are you kidding? Oh yeah. My God, yeah. They would not be able to stop me.
It was crazy because I would see him on a daily basis.
Wow.
I got a chance to hang out with him and go over his house, play with his kids, and he was family. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome. That's right. And didn't Layla get into boxing? I think, right? It was Layla.
Yeah, I used to hang with Hannah, Layla's big sister. Okay. I played with her every day. Okay. And then when Layla was born, I remember her, come home from the hospital and spending time with her. Veronica was real nice to me. She invited me to Hannah's 5th birthday party, and all it was all a big deal because all the kids was at the camp. Right. And they was all bragging about who got their invitation, and I didn't get one.
Oh, no.
And the kids was kind of laughing at me. The kids really didn't like me because I was the only one who was able to train at the gym. Like, what I'm saying, when Ali trained, it was like everything shut down. The kids had to go somewhere and play and everything. And I was able to go to the gym and train and everything. So they really didn't like me. So when everybody's talking about the invitation, I didn't get it. So they kind of laughed. And the day of the party, I was kind of upset. And my father, he kind of sensed it. So he told me, come on, let's go to the store. I'm going to get you, get you a treat. And I was in the store and I ran into Veronica and she was like, man, I've been looking for you. Like, I want to give you your invitation personally.
Oh, wow.
And that blew my mind. You know, because she was, you know, first of all, she was Muhammad Ali's wife. She was the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
And it was just a beautiful thing.
Wow, that is amazing.
So,
You got good stories. I hope.
Yeah.
Book, The Ice Life. I hope some of these stuff, something's in that book.
Yeah, I got some nice stories about Muhammad Ali and things that happened at the camp and just being around him, and you know what I'm saying, I wanted to be great because of him, because you know what I'm saying, I was fortunate enough to spend time with him.
Right. Well, and just going back a little bit, your dad, now how did he get into the boxing gym thing? Like, was he boxing?
He just took my brother to the gym to learn self-defense. He fell in love with it, and Johnny Coulon was getting older, so my father ended up buying the gym. He turned Johnny Coulon's into Windy City Boxing Club.
Wow.
And like I said, he opened up in '73, and 2022 we still got the gym open.
That must be amazing to have gotten kids kept kids off the street, right? I would imagine.
Yeah. He was a great guy, man. He, you know what I'm saying, he did a lot of things for people, helped out a lot of people, and you know what I'm saying, that's why, you know what I'm saying, we kind of was struggling a little bit, because you know what I'm saying, he was too good for his own good.
Right.
Yeah.
I hear you. So I know you did the United States Olympic team in 1992. So what is that in your book too? You know, like maybe why you quit boxing at 20?
Well, yeah. That's the greatest experience of my life. Making Olympic team. I watched the 1976 Olympics with my father. I watched Ray Leonard win the gold medal, and my dream was to make the Olympic team win the gold medal. And especially when my father passed away, and
right.
I hadn't boxed for 8 years. I quit boxing in 1983. I came back in 1991. I had my first fight January 1991. January 1992, I was number 1 in the nation. I made the Olympic team that summer, and with only 30 amateur fights, which is you know, which is huge. I mean, I know George Foreman and Deontay Wilder, I think they made the team with less amateur fights, but you know, they was heavyweights and they could punch.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying, I was a, you know, a boxer, and tried to be a skilled boxer. And after 30 amateur fights, I was good enough to make the Olympic team, which is
that's amazing.
That's the best experience of my career.
What was it able to afford you to be able to travel and see the world?
I mean, boxing. I've been all over the country. I've been all over the world for free. I've met every celebrity I wanted to meet, except for Eddie Murphy. I did everything. You know what I'm saying, houses, cars, jewelry, women. It's just, I mean, this boxing just been great, you know, in my life.
Right.
Right. Just the hard work I put in, it paid off for me.
That's amazing. Do you know what else you would have been doing if you didn't find your love of boxing?
I was just talking about that to one of my ex-colleagues today. I hadn't boxed for 8 years. And I had got a phone call from my nephew out the blue. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't even really talked to him that much. He called me. He said, "What you doing, Unc?" I said, "Nothing. I ain't doing nothing." He said, "Man, why don't you come to LA and start boxing?"
What?
And I said, "Okay." And I answered him just like that fast. He thought I was playing. Wow. And I went out there, my whole life changed. And I was just talking to my buddy Sean Simpson today. I was like, man, what would have happened if my nephew never would have called? I don't even know what I would do with my life.
Wow. So that's crazy. So now what are you doing as far as boxing right now?
Well, I had my I reopened Windy City Boxing Club 4 years ago. The gym been open 4 years. I'm doing real good. We got classes, do one-on-ones.
Nice.
I've had a good, you know what I'm saying, a few good fighters. But, you know, right now I'm trying to, I work with Von Alexander. He beat the number 4 in the world. Okay. So we doing okay. Not as good as I would like to, but, you know, we doing okay. But I'm not stopping no time soon.
Do you ever have any girls that you work with? Because I know one downtown Leona Brown. Is that her name?
Yeah. I saw it in Brooklyn a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to get her on the show.
I was training a girl, but I'm not really working with no girls right now.
Okay, so I was just wondering, because I know it's, you know, apples and oranges sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
what class of weight?
I have respect for all the girls in boxing and what they're doing.
That's amazing. And so I wanted to ask you something about when you got back into to boxing and you did the Olympic, you left for like 8 years and then you came back. How did you prepare for that? Like, what did you physically have to do?
I mean, I just Larry Musgrove, a former boxing contender, he took me under his wing, took me to the gym, Dominic Boxing Club. I met Reggie Johnson, who was former, future world champion. I was sparring with them guys, and it just they gave me the confidence to believe in myself that I could make it.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? If it weren't for Larry Musgrove and Reggie Johnson, I don't know what would happen.
That is amazing. I'm just thinking about that. Like, how many people would have that level of, well, if you won the first time, then obviously you have some, if you made it anywhere to an Olympic, in my opinion, you obviously have discipline, but to keep it that long and then go back and boom, hit it again. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's so many things, crazy things happen. Just a few things kind of worked out for me, and I ended up making it. And like I said, to this day, I've had some big wins in my career, but making an Olympic team mean more to me than anything.
Of course, that's like you get picked for that. Like, you're the best. That's it.
Yeah,
you're the top of the top. That's amazing.
Yeah, being number one in the whole United States of America.
That is crazy. What was that like, playing with all those great people? Like, that's the thing.
Well, like I said, I only boxed for a year, so I was watching all the guys, Oscar De La Hoya, Larry Donald, Raul Marquez, Chris Berg. They was all stars to me, and I was watching these guys, and I ended up being on the team with them. So it made me feel good about myself.
Look at God. How could it not? I mean, that's like you're in the room. Like, that's it. That's amazing.
Yeah. So as an amateur, you watch them on TV. They got boxing magazines. You read it.
Yeah.
And then you got a chance to meet them. I got a chance to meet all of them at the Olympic trials, and it was big for me.
That's super big. I can't even imagine. I would have been like, oof, you can't take me off this cloud right now. I'm good. Yeah. So your book, tell me a little bit of what it's about. Is it autobiographical, about your life, or mix about my life and with some fun stuff in it?
No, it's I wrote everything. It's autobiography. Like I tell people, I wasn't the greatest fighter ever. I didn't have the best life ever, but I was a guy who made a second chance for himself. I didn't box since I was 12 years old. I came back 8 years later. I ended up making an Olympic team. I got wins over 2 Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying? I won. I did, you know what I'm saying, some good things in my life and career. And I you know what I'm saying, it's all because of boxing.
Dang, so you should have called it back the comeback kid.
Yeah.
Because that's like, you just, oh, wow, that is amazing. So as you said, you never met Eddie Murphy. Well, speaking of which, you do stand-up comedy, so that might happen soon. I mean,
yeah, I met Charlie. I met Charlie Murphy, hung out with him about 10 years ago. But for these last 5-6 years, I've been dabbling with comedy. But I really started taking it serious this last year and a half. So I did a show in New York at Eastville Comedy Club in Bronx in Brooklyn. My man Marco, that was nice. And I had a show last week. It got canceled. I'm doing the show next weekend in Sauk Village in Illinois, a suburb of Illinois. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm getting comfortable. I mean, comedy and boxing, like, the 1-2 things have been in my life. My father was funny. My brothers was funny. I watched Red Fox, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, and it just, you know what I'm saying? I just like, I was silly. I always like to make people laugh. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't really have to try. You know what I'm saying? I was just born that way. So, comedy, it's going pretty good. I don't have much time as I need. I like to put more, effort and time into it, but I'm trying my best.
Right. How many years you been doing it now? Or how long you been doing it now?
Like I said, I've been messing around for like 5-6 years, but this last year and a half, I took it serious.
Nice. I've been doing it 7 years now, but take away 2 for the pandemic because I've been doing Zoom shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. How's that working for me? Hello out there in Cyberland. It's kind of crazy. It's different. So I don't consider those 2 years, but 7 years. It takes 10,000 hours to become like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I can believe that. Yeah,
That's like 15 years about. Yeah.
I just know, like, the more time I put in,
Yes.
the more comfortable I be, and you just got to put the work in and go on stage and work out your material and just be confident and try to be funny.
That's it, and that's all. So I'm happy to hear that. So I'll be looking out for you if you're ever in New York. Let me know. And so, so how do people find the book? That's all.
I have my own website. It's called it's the icelifebook.com.
Ice Life.
THEICELIFE book.com.
Okay.
The icelifebook.com is my website. You can order it on there, and we'll ship it out to you.
The website, theicelifebook.com.
Book.com, yeah.
Okay, with the in front of it. Okay, because I have to go back and put it in later because remember.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome. So you guys know you can go to the website, theicelifebook.com, and you can pick up a copy of the book. And what's the most surprising thing you're going to tell us in this book? Can you give us something?
I mean,
Or the funniest?
Like I said, it's funny stories about Muhammad Ali, and a lot of things that happened with me and Muhammad Ali kind of really molded me to be the person I was. Just being around him, he was just so confident, and I got his confidence from him. So I got a lot of my confidence from him, and being confident, and whatever you do, put your your mind into it and make it happen. So there's a lot of great stories, and to this day, I'm so blessed to be to have been able to meet the man and spend time with him.
That is amazing. So, wow, that is amazing. And I can imagine, I can imagine if I was even in the room when I'd be like, oh my God, it's the great one. Cause he just, I just remember like during the 60s, and I was a kid, so I don't remember like verbatim, but I remember the atmosphere. And all I remember is every time you heard Muhammad Ali on TV, all the African-Americans who maybe not have confidence, all of a sudden got confidence. It was
right.
Oh,
he was a black man.
Yeah.
He was a nice looking black man who had a mouthpiece. He was handsome.
Yes,
he made a lot of people happy, you know what I'm saying, to be black.
Yes. And that's the cat for me. That's the
he said a lot of things that everybody would like to say, but he could say it.
Yes.
And he was just a great person, and you can't do nothing but love him. Even the people that hate him at the beginning end up loving him because they had respect for things he did and the decisions he made with his life.
Right. Did you see One Night in Miami with the one with him, Malcolm X, and Sam Cooke?
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't believe that it happened like that, so I kind of was turned off. I mean, I knew, I'm sure they all been around each other, but I don't think that it happened like the movie said. I mean, when a guy win a world title fight, he around 1,000 people and everybody want to be around. I just can't see just all four of them in one room just sitting around talking. I just couldn't see that.
Right.
But I'm sure they spent time together.
Right. And they did. Because I'm sure they probably had to consult the family to say that story.
Right.
I'm sure they had to.
So I know something happened, but I don't think it happened like the movie.
Exactly like that. Well, it is a movie. I mean, they got
right. They do a lot of movies. They do a lot of things to make the movie watchable. And if you got all them guys, together, people gonna watch. Sam Cooke and Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali and Sam Cooke. So
amazing. But
Jim Brown, yeah.
Oh, Jim Brown. I love Jim Brown. I interviewed him once for the ESPY Awards. Yeah, so it was fun. Back when I was doing freelance work reporting. Yeah. Very nice guy. I liked him. Very nice guy.
I've seen him a few times in my lifetime, and he just always looked like a guy you didn't want to mess with.
No, you don't want to mess with him, but he was very nice.
He come off as a guy that don't play no games.
Oh, definitely not. He reminds me, some parts of him remind me of my dad. Like he's firm, sure, this is how it's going, and that's it. And I'm a man. Let's keep it at a man level. Like that's it. Ain't no games over here. But I was saying he was nice because I was a freelance reporter doing a gig, and some of the other sports people, I'll just say, they were trying to make me frazzled somehow. And he didn't do that. He said, this is great. He was this very nice, kind guy for me. I know stories you've heard, whatever, but just he seemed like a nice guy and the kind of guy that was like, hey, he's a nice man, so somebody's daughter's happy to have him as dad.
Yeah. I said, I've seen him a couple of times in person, so it's kind of cool.
Who's the most, let's say, if you can say it, who's the most famous person you ever met that didn't disappoint you? That was the
Muhammad Ali.
Ali. So that was okay. Yeah. And that's so great because imagine that's the one, the man of the butterfly, swinging like a butterfly.
I mean, I met Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan. Of course, I didn't spend time with Michael Jordan like I did with Muhammad Ali, but he was a guy that I was nervous when I met him because he had been my hero for so long, and I was scared that he was gonna be mean. And I was, I had heard some stories about him, so I didn't know how he was going to act, but he was cool. So Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, I met those guys and never had no problem with them. So it was cool. Like I've in my whole lifetime, my whole career, I've only been turned down by one time, by one fighter, for a picture.
Oh,
and it kind of blew my mind, but it is what it is, man.
That's what it is. I won't ask who it is because I don't want to start nothing. You have to go out, get there, get that title back again, and do that unofficial hook of yours.
it just. I was kind of surprised, but it kind of let me down. But it is what it is, man. That's why I say you can't, you just you like guys, and you know what I'm saying, you put them in a certain category, you like them, but sometimes you meet them and they kind of like let you down. But
I know. I bet you.
It only happened to me one time, so I'm doing pretty good.
Yep. After we finish, I'll let you know who I think it is.
All right.
After we off the air. But so your last piece of advice, can you give to somebody who's maybe thinking about boxing and may want to make it to the Olympics one day? What advice would you give them?
Man, just whatever you do in life, man, you gotta give it your all. You gotta be disciplined. You gotta be, have determination. You just gotta have strong will. You gotta get up and get the workout in, and train hard, and set your mind to it, and then just take it.
Right. So what was the other question? Somebody had a question. One of my viewers had a question. Let me see if I can find it here. And let me see, because usually the viewers are on, we can see them, but I can't see them now. So here's what they say. They said, okay, about the Olympics. As far as the Olympics, who was your trainer in getting you to the professional ranks, to the Olympics? I think you mentioned that.
No, I actually, when I first came back in '91, I was training with Jesse Reed, who was a great trainer who trained Roger Mayweather and Orlando Gonzalez. Him and I had a guy, a sponsor who kind of took care of me. Him and Jesse kind of fell out, and we ended up going our separate ways. But it wasn't because of my fault. It wasn't because me and Jesse broke up. It's just that he was taking care of me, and they had fell out. So I ended up training with Chris Bird's father for the Olympic trials in '92. But Jesse Reed helped me a lot. Jesse Reed. And I'm sorry things didn't work out and everything, but it just ended up the way it did.
Wow. And when you train, how long did training take? Like 3 months, 6 months, 10 months?
I mean, for an amateur fight, I would try to stay close. I would give myself 2 weeks to get ready. Okay. So I stayed in the gym. I stayed close. I kept my weight down. Wow. And if I got to fight, I'll be prepared in 2 weeks. As far as
really 2 weeks? Really?
Yeah, I'm saying that's why I say I stayed close. So if I got to fight, I would be ready in 2 weeks. But as far as the pros, I'm saying, the longest I ever trained for a fight was 10 weeks. Oh wow. So I trained 10 weeks. 10. So it was it was tough, but you know what I'm saying, you got to do it.
That's it. Got to do it. Let's make it happen. That's how you made it to where you were at. So another question someone asked was there any boxers that you didn't get to fight that you would have liked to?
I was supposed to fight Tommy Hearns.
Oh, Hearns.
I wanted to fight Tommy Hearns, and I wanted to fight Virgil Hill because he was one of the greatest light heavyweights ever. Me and him trained the same gym together, but Eddie Fuss would never let us spar.
Oh, really?
And, I'm saying, I always wanted to fight Virgil. It's nothing disrespectful. about him, but he won a lot of fights with a jab.
Right.
And I just couldn't see no fighter beat me with no jabs. So I always wanted to at least spar him. But his major punch was his jab, and I wasn't getting hit with no jabs. So I just wanted to spar him or fight him to see where I stood, because he's a legend, and he's a major legend in light heavyweight boxing. I think you know what I'm saying. He got the record for the most title defenses. So yeah, Virgil Hill and Tommy Hearns, two guys who I really wanted to fight.
Okay, so thank you. I saw your fight with Roy Jones. Let me see if I'm saying it right. I think it was Roy Jones. That's right. Yeah, you got a mean left jab there.
Well, I'm left-handed, so I was turned around. My father turned me around, and my left hook and my jab was my two best punches. So I just threw him off a little bit, frustrated him, and that's why he did what he did. But boxing is a dirty game, man. Yes. I put up with a lot of BS, and you know what I'm saying, all the negative things that happened to me in my life, my career, I still did some big things. So yes. I still can show people, what I'm saying, that I was the deal.
Wow. Well, you are the deal, and you always will be the deal, because you didn't did it. So no one can really talk anything if they haven't done what you did. That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Very much. I know I ain't been to the Olympics. I tried. I used to be into sports and stuff, but then I got out of it. So go figure. But that takes discipline, and that takes a winner, period. So thank you so much for taking the time to come and check out On the Town. I appreciate you so much. And anything in the future going on right now? Just trying to do the book tour.
We trying to get the book out there. I want the book to fall in the right hands, because I know it's a story that can be made into a movie.
I was gonna say
I know it can be made into a movie for a kid, a poor kid that you know what I'm saying, that my life isn't like a movie, so it should be a movie.
Right.
Like most guys come to it, they box, they get good, and they turn, they try to fight in the Olympics and then turn pro and everything. I was a kid that lost 8 years, came back, turned back around, and I made a second chance for myself. Wow. And ain't too many people say they did that.
That is great, man. I hope that does, because I was just going to ask you, can that be made into like either a series or a movie? But yeah. I see both. I'm going to try to get the book myself and see what I put. I like to write screenplays for fun, so I'm a
okay. Yeah, the icelifebook.com. Check me out.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna definitely check it out this week, actually. All right.
Okay. All right.
And thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show. I appreciate you. Guys, say goodbye to Montell Griffin. We appreciate you so much. And
thank you very much.
Yeah, that's it. You've been watching On the Town with Tanya. I'm your host, Tanya, and we'll see you guys next Sunday. Hey, peace.